Okay.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's Father Jerry. I got something very exciting in the mail the other day, Chrissy.
What?
And everybody else. I got, well, it was forwarded to me, but I got a letter from Pope Francis.
Oh.
So, but think of it, it's not personalized. It's dear brother. So this went to every bishop and priest of the world. So I'm just going to read a little bit about it here. So again, this is from Pope Francis. Nearly a month has passed since the outbreak of the war in Ukraine that is daily inflicting immense suffering upon its sorely tried people and threatening world peace. At this dark hour, the Church is urgently called to intercede before the Prince of Peace and to demonstrate her closeness to those directly affected by the conflict. I'm grateful that so many people have responded with great generosity to my appeals for prayer, fasting, and charity. So what the Pope goes on to ask, and most of you might have heard about this, but this coming Friday, the Holy Father is going to consecrate both Russia and Ukraine to the Blessed Mother, to the Blessed Mother Mary. So he goes on to say that the act of consecration is meant to be a gesture of the universal Church. So he's asking every Catholic in the world to pray this and the priests to do this. So it's a gesture on all of us, which in this dramatic moment lifts up to God through his mother and ours the cry of pain of all those who suffer and implore an end to the violence and to entrust the future of our human family to the Queen of Peace. So anyway, that was his letter. So a lot of times that's something that people might not be aware of. First of all, what the role of Mary plays within our church, which most Catholics would know that the Blessed Mother is very important to us, basically because she was important to Jesus and God. So this coming Friday is the Feast of the Annunciation of Mary, and that's when this consecration is going to take place. So again, the Feast of the Annunciation is when the angel Gabriel came to Mary and said, "Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of your womb," and announced to her that she was chosen by God among every human, among every woman, to bring forth the Savior. So of all the many titles, there's so many titles to the Blessed Mother. One of them I've always loved in Greek is Theotokos, which means the God-bearer. So I think that says a lot. You know, a lot of people, especially Christians but non-Catholics, think first of all that we worship Mary, which we don't. We honor her because God honored her, chose her above everybody else. And because she was the God-bearer. She bore God in her womb. I mean, just it's an amazing choice that she had, because she had that choice, even though God favored her from the very beginning. So anyway, the consecration, what's that all about? Because Pope Francis is going to consecrate both Russia and Ukraine to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. So consecration is a way of saying that whether it's a person or a place, we're setting them aside for something holy, for something of God. So again, it could be a person, it could be a nation, as we're doing here. So we're setting them aside for something holy. So we're literally entrusting these countries, Russia and Ukraine, to the Blessed Mother. But remember, the thing about it is, anytime we go to Mary, it's because we're asking her to go to her son for us. It's kind of like, she has a special role with Jesus. I always like that. Especially with me, like since my mother had died, a lot of times I'll go to the Blessed Mother as my mother and just say, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" Like I would with my mom. But I would say, can you take this to Jesus? Because I think she's right there with Jesus. And a lot of times I don't feel worthy of it, or I just know she's got a special connection. So anyway, that's like our relationship with the Blessed Mother. So, and the thing of it is, if you know anything or a little bit about apparitions of the Blessed Mother over time, Our Lady appeared in Fatima way back when. And there was 3 promises that she made to the lady who was receiving these apparitions. One of the promises was for peace in Russia. And this goes back to 1917, by the way. So Mary revealed these 3 secrets, and the second was a statement that World War I would end, which we know it did, as well as she predicted that there would be another war later on during the reign of Pius the 11th, and people would be committed to offend God, and that there would be greater wars later on, specifically in Russia. And so the Blessed Mother asked us to consecrate Russia to her care, that there would be peace. That was back, again, 1917. So we're going to do it again. It was done before. We're going to do it again, just as a way to ask the Blessed Mother to really help us to find this peace, because her son is the Prince of Peace. So anyway, just a little explanation there. Hopefully that clarifies, what a consecration is and why we're doing this. But the Holy Father's asked all of us to do that. So here at Corpus, we will be praying the act of consecration. It's a very long prayer. It's the one that the Holy Father has written for us all to do. So we'll be praying that during the 8:15 Mass this coming Friday morning on the Feast of the Annunciation. So feel free to join us. I put something out on our Facebook page about that already. So that would be great. If you want to join us, that would be awesome. You know what, Christy, I just forgot. Hold on, everybody.
Did you forget my list?
I forgot my notes.
Oh, no.
Gosh, there's a lot going on these days around here. More than you know. Never a dull moment in life. So besides that, everybody, keep praying for everything. We all need prayers. Lent continues on. So if you watch this before tomorrow night, Thursday night, we have a liturgical minister training in our church at 6:30. So this would be all for all of our liturgical ministers, the sacristans, the ushers, the people who help with communion, the lectors, the acolytes, the servers, greeters, yes, all those different people. So for a couple groups in specific, if you have never been trained in any of those and you'd like to, please come 6:30 in the church. Or maybe if you were trained previously, because we've made a lot of changes because of COVID, just because, as Christy says, what do you say about me? That there's a new
sheriff in town.
There's a new sheriff in town, so
new sheriff.
I've made some changes
say that a
as
lot,
well.
don't I?
She tells people out all the time.
We're
the new
sheriff.
Actually, I probably, since my dad was a police officer, how about we call me the new chief of police in
town? Chief of police. Got it.
It really doesn't matter. So whatever. So yeah. If you want to be trained and you haven't been trained, or maybe if you were trained previously, like with Father Mick, or before COVID and everything, because there are some changes, little changes or bigger changes with all of them. So maybe please come, even if you're scheduled right now and you might wonder what's going on. Please come. 6:30 in the church. This coming week, we have our next Lenten almsgiving opportunity, and this would be for our local Catholic Charities. So Catholic Charities here in Lawrence provides a food pantry. It's a resource for food for families in need, as well as clothing. They have on-site caseworkers here in Lawrence to assist people in matching their needs with the right social service support. Professional staff work for families. In December alone, there were more than 250 families who needed food support, and 65 families receiving clothing here in Lawrence. So it's important to note that these are families from all over Lawrence, including our parishioners, anybody who's in need. So we're focusing on that as our almsgiving focus this coming weekend. And what we're asking people to do is to collect food or clothing and bring in donations together. Or you can donate money to Catholic Charities here in Lawrence as well. So that's our weekly focus for next week. And of course, all the normal Lenten things: adoration on Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Mass and confessions Wednesday nights at 5:30. And here's the deal, we'll talk about this later, but there's been a great response to those Wednesday night Masses at 5:30. So we're going to continue that after Easter. So there will not be a morning Mass on Wednesday mornings. Someone can sleep in. And we'll continue the 5:30 thing. And then confessions at 6 p.m. are just during Lent. But here's the deal, kids. Have not had a lot of people going to those confessions. Saturday, we always have confessions at 3. But we do have a penance service coming up on Tuesday, the 5th of April.
6:30.
So 10 days away, 6:30. But we only have 4 priests coming to that. That's not a lot. Because we had 5 in Advent, and we were there for an hour and a half hearing confessions. So there's only 4 this time. So if you don't want to stand in line for an hour and a half or 2 hours, then I might encourage you to come Wednesday nights during Lent, any Wednesday at 6 o'clock, or on Saturdays at 3. But I tell you, the Saturday things, I'm usually pretty full. So even if I told Deacon Chris and the other people, if you get here a little bit before 3 and there's a line, I'll start early because I want to get everybody in. So, and this is one of the fun jokes. You know, when people go to confession, I always say, remember, all you have to do is tell me your sins. You don't need to tell me the stories. And you definitely don't need to tell me your spouse's sins because you can't really do anything about that. Like Christy would say, well, I was really mean to Sully, my husband, but you should have seen
it was his fault.
Yeah, he was treating me like, well, don't care.
Yeah.
So anyway, confessions.
Bullet points.
Keep that in mind. That's right.
Bullet points.
Get it done. one of the priests, when I was an associate, told me, because I was spending too much time with people, he said, remember you're here to absolve them, not to convert them. So remember. So that's pretty much it. Looking ahead, a week from this Saturday is our parish workday. So an opportunity for everybody just to come and help us out. There'll be a lot of outside work, interior work, cleaning, all kinds of stuff. We're going to do a lot of moving of mulch, 2 big truckloads. So we're going to need wheelbarrows and shovels and rakes, gloves, all that kind of stuff. People, a lot of people. So that's April 2nd. We'll start at 9, but we want you to hear a little before 9. We have donuts and all that kind of stuff. So and prayer. So that's pretty much it for this week, everybody. As always, we're here to help you out. If you need anything from Corpus, just let us know. Look on our website or call the parish office or the school office, and we'll keep moving together. So God bless you all. Have a good rest of the week.